Welcome back, everyone. My name is Frances Eve. We are here to ground ourselves now in resistance stretching. So we just had this lovely, I feel like I just got off a UFO with Christina Joy. Really, this amazing, I feel so ethereal and up in the clouds. And as beautiful as that is, we still are in these 3D bodies, aren't we? So we have all this density to help bring that in. We want to bring it grounded into these body vessels so we can bring all the energy into our lives, right? So we don't do one thing and then we go back to our lives and we're like, oh man, I missed that one day where we did that thing. It's like, no, let's pull it in. Let's bring that magic and all that energy into ourselves. So how we're going to do that is we're going to start, because we're having so much energy in our crown right now, in our third eye. We're up here in the purple blue zones. We're going to pull it all the way down eventually so we get into the red, the orange, and grounding that down into the earth. So we're going to start with resistance stretching from the head down to the feet. And what resistance stretching is we're going to be contracting the muscle. So if you think about contracting the muscle and then opening it up at the same time, you're shortening the muscle and lengthening it at the same time. What that's doing is you're building strength while you're building flexibility. So instead of just opening like this, where you're just kind of left in the wind, or like you can be prone to injury, we're actually creating that strength. So when you open up, you're supported by your own body. How's that sound? All right. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we got some fun music. We're going to start with the neck. We're going to go ahead and start with our left arm. I want you to feel the strength of this arm. Bring your hand into a fist. Yes. And I want you to just play with the angles now. So bringing that hand in front of you, up. Start to notice if you feel where you feel tension. Some of us hold a lot of tension in the shoulders, hold a lot of tension in the chest, or behind the shoulder in the traps. So wherever you feel the most tension, I want you to angle that arm in that position. So for me, it's right here. I'm feeling it in the deltoid. And for some of us, it's more in the back, so you're down or you're up. Okay, perfect. So from this position, bring that arm right across your body like this. Now feel where you feel the tension, and then you're gonna open it back up. Okay, awesome. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our own body to support the stretch. So bringing the hand to the elbow, we can pull it across. That's kind of like a normal stretch, right? Now we're gonna add resistance. So you're gonna push that elbow into the hand. You can release the fist and pushing it into the hand. So you're resisting, right? I'm pulling this way, but I'm pushing out against it. Pulling the elbow across the body and then bringing it across. So what we're doing is contracting those muscles right behind the scapula. You're gonna feel a nice opening in the upper back. This is great if you're on the computer all day. We have neck tension. Sometimes some of us have cluster headaches or headaches. This can really prevent headaches and tension in the neck and shoulders. Notice that the more times that you lift the shoulder and push it open, the more flexible you become. And it happens pretty quickly. So the more I push, the deeper I can stretch. We'll just try one more time this side. Inhale, and we exhale, bring it across. Now let that stretch happen, just relax it open. And you can shake out the wrist. And really, we've opened up our shoulders so much more. Yes, get into it, girl. Love it. Get into it, get into it. All right. And relax. Whew. Feel a difference between those shoulders? Yeah. So I'm feeling a little stuck right here on this side, which is interesting because I didn't notice I was stuck. But now that I'm unstuck, I notice I'm stuck. So we're going to unstuck the other side. So bringing the consciousness to the right arm this time. Contracting the muscle. So show everyone those biceps. Now from this strong position, you want to find that angle of tension. Find where it is for you. Maybe it's up here. Maybe it's further down. Some of you are it's much more down. You're going to feel where it's tight. Okay? Great. This is your first like recognizance of the body. Like, where am I tight in my body? It's how you find it. Just like what feels uncomfortable, and that comfortable spot. That's where we get to stretch into. So now bringing the arm across the body. We inhale, exhaling it open. You might feel a bunch of cracks. I'm feeling lots of cracks and crunches, pulling it across. So this is a really great way to rehabilitate your body. If you ever have an injury in your shoulder or an injury in your elbow, something like that, this is a really great way to start rehabilitating your body by strengthening and toning your muscles and allowing the bones to be where they're supposed to be. Bringing the opposite hand now, we're going to bring it to the fist, and actually let's bring it to the elbow, right? Pulling across. Good. And pushing open. And you can let go of that wrist, that fist, pulling the arm across, focusing on opening the shoulder. Yes. Pulling it open. So I generally like to do between 4 and 6 resistance stretches, usually enough for me to feel a nice opening. And using the breath will help give you that stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch across. Good. Looking great, everyone. I love all of your unique angles, getting the places where you need to be gotten. Exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Pulling across. Inhale. Relaxing the belly and bring it across. And let's come for that stretch and just shake it out. Yeah. So our fascia is our connective tissue. The tissue in our body holds our issues, just like Christina mentioned, right? Our issues are in our tissues. And what that means is that when we go through an emotional experience, it's held in our body. And there's actually been studies done that show that when a heart is transferred into another body, that people actually recover memories from that person. So we do hold memories and tension in our organs. And so what we want to do is when we contract the muscle, we're squeezing everything in and pulling all that energy in, and then we're opening and expanding it out. So sometimes when we work on our bodies, we can experience memories or things that just come up. Sometimes we feel certain emotions and don't know how to really express it out, but we can do that physically through stretching. All right, so now our arms are open. I want us to get more into the shoulders. We're going to come on our hands and knees. When we come onto the hands and knees, bring consciousness to your fingers, your fingertips. The energy that we hold extends all the way into our fingertips. Notice that your arms are an extension of your heart. So when our arms are really tight, sometimes you can feel a little block in our heart chakra. Let's start to wiggle some space into our arms and our shoulders by just rotating, moving our hips. See how loose your spine is right now. We just did some yoga, so we should feel a little bit looser. And after this class, you'll feel even more loose. Beautiful. Coming into this modified push-up position, what we're going to do is lower ourselves into a push-up position, almost like a chaturanga, but you can keep your knees on the mat. And then bringing ourselves back up, and then pushing through the heels of your hands all the way back into child's pose. Exhale. Perfect. Again, inhale, pulling up through the hands, pressing into the earth, allowing the earth to support you. We're going to push our way down, trusting the earth has us, lifting all the way back up. Notice we're contracting those arms, stretching out as we come into child's pose. Feel the stretch in the triceps and the forearms. Inhale, pull back up. We're going to speed up a little more now, coming back down. Exhale up and push out. Exhale. Up again. Inhale, pull forward, all the way down. Coming up, exhale. All right, speed it up. Inhale and down, up, exhale back. Inhale, down, up, exhale back. Let's go for 5 more times on your own count. That's right. You're going to start to open the chest, the pectoral muscles. This is where we hold so much tension, this heart space. We can open up by opening up our upper back, our neck, shoulders, and chest. Nice work. We'll end in child's pose and go ahead and take a couple breaths in here. From here, let's take that right arm and we're gonna slide it underneath our left arm. I like to call thread the needle, and find that tension in those fingertips. So you really pull that shoulder across your body. And if it feels good to you, you can lift that upper arm and walk that hand all the way towards the top of your head. Yes. Opening up the ribs and the lungs. The ribs and the lungs is where we hold grief, sadness.
The easiest
this
way,
sticky kind of energy. So how we release this stickiness of this energy is by opening up our side body.
Is to begin
and spinal twists.
By listening.
Raising the upper arm now all the way up, up, up towards the ceiling, the sky. You can bring that arm, push it open to open up the chest. We can come into receptive mode by facing the palm of the bottom hand up to the sky. Beautiful work. And we'll slowly bring it down to switch sides. Now our upper back is so much more flexible. Sliding that left hand underneath the right and coming for that twist. If it feels good, bringing that upper arm, walking that hand to top of the head, feeling the stretch. This is really good for your lymphatic system as well. Your armpits and your hip flexors will hold the lymph. And when we open it up, it's like a recycling center of the body. We release toxins, we release anything we're holding on to.
Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound.
Just like the song, we don't have to try to understand what's going on in our body. We just let it happen. Lifting up that upper arm, reaching towards the sky, reaching back.
As you hear sounds coming up in your head, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, and soon you will find that
beautiful, bringing that arm back down, coming back into that child's pose.
Come together.
Stretching out in front of you. Back to those hands and knees.
And everything is simply a happening.
And feel your new shoulders. I like to kind of press into the earth and feel those shoulders and the upper back. See what kind of difference that you've made. The opening behind your scapula, opening of your chest. Nice. Let's go ahead and get into those hips, shall we? How many of us have low back tension or tightness? I do. I do. All right. So how we want to start with those hips is let's start into a low lunge. We're going to bring the left foot in front of us and keeping that right leg behind. Bringing our torsos nice and erect. Now I want you to feel where you are in space, where your body is. Just really feel where you're balanced or imbalanced. A good way to do this is to close your eyes and see where are you falling, okay? And wherever you're falling, see if you can rebalance yourself. The knee right over the foot, the hip right in front of the knee, the shoulders right over the hip, and the head right over the shoulders. Nice and aligned. When we feel sometimes scattered in our life, it helps to get physically aligned, just like mountain pose like we did, but also any kind of position, finding that perfect balance and alignment within the body. Now from here, we're going to lean forward with that front leg, opening up the hip flexor on the back leg. We're going to contract the hip flexor on the back leg by squeezing in, activating the quads on the left leg to lift our hips up, okay? This can be a very tender area, the hip flexor. So be patient with yourself. Come forward, squeezing to lift up. This is our psoas. Our psoas is a muscle that connects our lower to our upper body. Our psoas is what holds fear. It holds anxiety, frustration. And we're fearful, when we're little, we curl up in a little ball. That's our psoas muscles activating. So when we open up the hip flexors, we can actually release some of that dense feeling. Exhale and pulling it in. Good job. Let's do one more. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, down. And then we can bring the hands back down to rest. Let's open up the hamstring here. Now that we're in this position, we're going to flex the front foot and keep it contracted. So squeezing the hamstring in, we're going to see if we can open it up, keeping it contracted. So you might not get all the way straight, but keep your spine straight. When you keep your spine straight, you activate those hammies. Pulling forward on the inhale and back on the exhale. I'm hearing a lot of great breath. Good job. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Now our hamstrings and our glutes are the biggest muscles in our body. They require the most blood. So when we open up our hamstrings, we create more blood flow in all of our body and our brain too. Helps us to think clearly. Inhale, exhale. Great thing about resistance stretching is you're getting a workout. I'm sure you feel it. And a stretch at the same time. Notice that every time you come forward, you're strengthening. Every time you come back, you're lengthening just a little more. Perfect. Let's just do a couple more. And on that last exhale, see if you can flex the foot and bring your torso back up. Find your balance here. And notice if your leg is out or if it's in, try and bring it right to the middle. Yeah. Sometimes when we want to avoid a position, our body will just go naturally to a position, right? But we want to start to align and lengthen our body. So we want to bring it right to the middle. Keep that foot pressing down to the earth. We're going to trust that earth one more time. Pressing down, keeping the spine nice and straight, and folding forward. Now your hands can be at your waist, or they can be up here. Exhale, coming down. Remembering to contract those hamstrings. Keep them nice and tight. I know this is a workout. But if it burns, it works. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Keep strengthening through the spine. And if it's hard to balance here, bring the hands back down to the hips. And if even that's hard, you can always bring the hands back down to the ground. And just hold. Great job. Remember to stay hydrated. A couple more breaths. Coming down. Lengthening up. How you guys doing back there? Let's come forward and relax into a low lunge. Letting that hip open up. Letting that knee flop open to the side. And now feeling into those glutes. How are those glutes feeling? Mine are feeling pretty tight still. So we're going to work into those glutes after this. All right. Great job. I'm going to face this way now. We're going to come onto the other side. Bringing the right leg, bending forward, opening up through that spine, letting that hip flexor drop and melt down into the ground, finding your alignment. If it helps to close your eyes and see if you're balanced or where you're imbalanced, and coming back to balance. Nice. All right, contracting those hip flexors. We're squeezing into that bottom leg, that left leg, that hip flexor. That psoas on the left side, and then dropping it back down. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, slowly release it back down. When we contract and we slowly release it, we're in control. We're controlling the movement of our body. We're in power. We're using our solar plexus, that bright yellow sun energy, Breathe in empowerment. Inhale. Exhale, dropping down. Our body has such innate intelligence, and when we work together with our body, we can move it up into our spiritual realms and create whatever the heck we want to. Our body can support us in this way. Inhale, squeeze into the flexor. Exhale, down. All right, one more time. Inhale. Great breath. Exhale. I know it's hard work. Coming into the front leg now. We're going to flex that foot and then kick into the ground. Yes, you got it. And push away. Woo. And be easy on yourself. Don't try and straighten your leg if it doesn't straighten. Just let it be where it needs to be right now. Usually takes me quite a while before I get super straight. So you really want to work on just gradually opening up those hip flexors, feeling into the hamstring and the back of the knee. Never push yourself outside of what feels natural and normal. Just always go with the flow of your body. And every day is different. So if yesterday you could do the splits and today you can barely move, go with today barely moving. Pulling forward. Inhale. Exhale. Notice each time you get a little more flexible, even if it's just a couple centimeters. See you guys working hard. Good job. Using that breath to help you. That's right. Inhale. Exhale. Creating those juicy hips. Woo. One more breath. Inhale. Good job. We'll go ahead and let that leg be straight, flexing the foot and lifting up the torso. You guys feeling okay? Doing good? All right. Yes. Keeping that leg straight. We're going to bring our hips right over the leg, keep it in the middle, and find our balance with the earth. And come forward. Keep that spine straight. Whew. So I like to test myself with my own balance, so I like to bring my hands above here. But again, if balance is a thing, bring it down here, or you can keep it here. Letting that breath guide your body into opening more and more. Remember, we're pulling down a lot of energy, so it's not easy. Bringing it back to this dense earth that we call our beautiful planet. She is transforming right along with us. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Ooh, nice balance. Yulia's flying over here. Yeah, for some of us, we're not used to using the strength of our hamstrings in this way, so take it easy on yourself, no worries. Let's go ahead and flex the foot, and let's relax into that low lunge. How about opening up that hip, let it rest all the way open. See if you can come onto the lateral edge of that foot. This helps that hip release. There you go, yeah. Connecting with your breath. Let's bring that front leg back. Let's come into a child's pose, opening the knees nice and wide as you can, and then pushing back, lengthening the arms. Give yourself a little rest here. Feel that low back settle. We did some beautiful openings so far. So a lot of us carry tension and memories and hips. So if things come up today, tonight, later this week, take it easy on yourself. Get extra rest. Drink some herbal tea. Take a bath. There's no accident when things come up for us. Just coming up to be let go. From this position, let's nice and relax. Let's bring the arms over to the right side. Yes. Stretching that left side body. And walking the hands to the other side. I guess I got my right and left confused. Beautiful work. Bringing it back to the middle. Slowly roll ourselves back up. All right. We're almost complete. I feel so much more grounded already. Hope you guys feel the same. Wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and let's bring the leg that you feel the most comfortable with in the front. We're going to start with that as we learn a new stretch. Bringing your hands to the outside. You're going to clasp the hands together like this. Bring them to the outside of the knee, the front knee. And then we'll move forward. Make sure everyone has this. Yes. Yes. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to press the knee into the hands. So you're going to feel a contraction, the glute, the outer leg. And then as you're contracting, you're going to pull up. Now I want you to notice your shoulders. Oh, no, I do this all the time. So I'm like, okay, don't hunch your shoulders. Keep the shoulders down. Press the knee into the hands and lift the knee up towards the chest. Pushing down. Inhale, exhale, squeezing up towards the chest. Good work. So some of us, when we stretch, we're like, oh, I don't really feel anything, or you're not really getting results. And that could be because you just need to add some resistance. You just need to activate those muscles that are stretching. So pushing down, squeezing up. You're creating strength throughout your entire body right now. Strengthen your shoulders, strengthen your knees, your hip joints, those wrist joints. Squeezing up, good job. We'll do a few more. Exhale. Beautiful. And we'll go ahead and slowly let that go. Bring the hand to the outer knee. We're going to face the opposite knee and relax by leaning forward towards the opposite knee. You can take that hand and gently press down to open up the hip even deeper. One of my favorite stretches. Take nice big breaths into this beautiful hip you have that protects us, supports us throughout our day, helps us dance and move and sit. The least we could do is give it some love, stretching and yoga and breath. We'll make our way over to the front again and we'll switch legs. Nice work. Now the leg that's in front, we're going to clasp our hands again like we did. Good job, Jackson. You got this. Bring the hands to the outside of the knee. Pressing the knee into the hands and lifting up. That's right. Pushing down. It's really great after any kind of sports, any kind of workout that you do to help squeeze the hips back to where they're supposed to be. Sometimes we can knock them out of place and then have low back injuries or hip flexor injury. So this really is preventative work. Squeezing in. Exhale. Nice. One more time, inhale. And out. Bringing that hand to the outside of the knee. turning towards the opposite and dropping down, feeling that hip open up. Our bodies are so lucky, aren't they? They got all this beautiful love. Bring yourselves to center. We got 2 more stretches left. We're going to bring our feet together like butterfly. We're going to squeeze the knees into elbows, and then we're going to push the knees away with the elbows, opening up like a butterfly. Now, as you're pushing away, keep that spine lifted, so the sacrum coming forward. What that's going to do is give you a deep stretch in the groin muscles, squeezing in, and exhale. Nice. Go for about 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. What are we opening ourselves up to after today? Let's open it up through our hips, our sacrum, our solar plexus, that yellow, that orange, grounding down through the earth. One more inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Grounding those feet down now, connecting to the earth. My favorite is relaxing that low back. So to ground in is coming into one of these. Now, not everybody has this kind of flexibility, and if it's a bit challenging for you, I want you to spread your legs apart more and push those knees open with the elbows, and you can come to like this and come into that yogi squat as much as you can. Yeah, you guys are all flexible. All right. And opening the knees up. It feels good to you to bring the hands here, bring the hands here. It feels better to you to bring the hands down. You can bring the hands down. I want you to feel that relax and that low back, that release. We can bring down everything else that is no longer serving us and allow the earth to take it from us. Nice big inhales and exhales. Good job. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It was such a beautiful experience. If you liked this class, I have a YouTube channel. It's Holistretch, and you can learn how to stretch yourself. You can learn how to stretch your friends and family. And I'm looking forward to having more events just like this with Christina Joy. It's great to have you. Thank you.